Hey guys, hope you're having a good night. It's been a while since I made a video. The kids just now got back into school, and so I've been pretty busy, honestly, up until now, just keeping them. But I've gone over that enough times in my other vids to not have to do that, talk about it now. But as you can tell, I've got some old minis out because the new Lord of the Rings miniatures have come out. Well, not the miniatures, but the new rule book, which has prompted me to go back through my old collection. These were the minis that got me into the game, into miniature gaming. Back in 2008, 2009, sometime around in there. And these are some of the first minis I ever painted. This one is actually one of the better ones I painted back then. It's got, several colors. I even tried to do a little freehand on the head. Didn't do so good, but overall it wasn't terrible for like maybe the 5th or 6th mini I'd ever painted. Here you've got Sauron from Dol Guldur, which is very Christmassy, green and red. You see the dust on him. How long he sat on the shelf should be quite evident. Yeah, because I got these and really hoped that I could find some people to play Lord of the Rings miniature games with. Oh, he's got a dented head. Look at that. I have to fix that helmet. But there just wasn't anybody nearby, and so after a little flurry of painting, they all kind of went into drawers. And every now and then I'd see one for a good deal on eBay and snatch it up. See, here's a goblin from the it's like the goblin painting kit. I think there's like 6 goblins, 12 goblins came with some paints. I got that a long time ago and painted them up. I think those were the first Citadel paints that I had, which came with this goblin kit. Because first group of guys I painted with Testors enamels and Walmart craft paints. Believe it or not, just like really cheap tube paints that were super. They were made to almost work well on paper, and they did not work very well on minis. I mean, you see, like, there's no base on this. There's nothing, so it's just interesting. I bought a whole bunch of stuff hoping that I could get into the War of the Ring, because these all come on these nice little movement bait trays for divisional fighting. And that's what I really hope for, is nice big pitched battles with dozens of models and stuff. But I just never got around. Never found anybody to play with. And just ended up putting all these back into drawers. I mean, these guys especially have sat in a sliding drawer. I mean, look at the flocking on that base. Like he's walking through a gravel pit. But and over time I got a little bit better. The high elves, painted them again. You can see that's actually just look at the bad dry brushing on the back of his cloak. Just trying to figure out how things went. There's no washes on these, no basing, but still, they got them. You got to start someplace, and these worked out. These aren't too bad for tabletop quality. Here you can definitely see the Testors enamel. I mean, you've got like a purple metallic for his thing, his cloak. The axe. There's no washing. A little bit of depth on the beard. I think this is Dan. It's either Dan or maybe Balin. I think it's Dan Ironfoot. Before the movie came out, and you see Billy Connolly is Dan, which is hard to think of him as any other way. But I wanted to do Numenorians, so I got a whole bunch of these plastic guys. I even bought a couple of the spearmen, which are hard to find now because they're metal models, and it's about a 10-12-year-old sculpt for a metal model. It's not bad. Like painting wise, you can use a lot of work. Like never pick white to paint. But I say that all the time, and then I continuously pick white to paint. These are the Knights of Dol Guldur, not Dol Guldur, but Dol Amroth, for Prince Imrahil. See him here. He's got his fancier horse. Looks like he's had a little much to drink. I mean, look at that face. Super red. You can see again, you can see the dust on these, how long they've sat on a shelf, unfinished, unpainted. You know, years and years of skill yet to be acquired by me. One could argue that I still need to acquire it, but you know. But you know, looking back through these made me kind of wonder what else I had in boxes that was yet unpainted. Again, I did some Riders of Minas Tirith. You look at the base on that one. I mean, whew, that's exciting. And you can see the craft paint is almost like a wash into there. You can see the cracks where there's still the white primer poking through the rather blotchy shield. But I went through and I found some Riders of Rohan that needed painting, so I've been working on them. And slightly better ability. He's not done yet, of course. I kind of want to go back through and pick out the edges of his leather tunic. Definitely need to pick out the designs on the shields for all these guys. Ooh, no, he fell to the floor. But not bad. My wife is bringing a snack up to me. Hold on a second. But anyway, you can see the difference in paint smoothness. Again, these are still work in progress, and I'd called these done years ago. But it's fun to get these guys out. These are a lot less detailed than 40K miniatures. I need to go back over the scale armor there. But they'll get a wash, they'll get dull coated, they'll get finished up. I'll put them back onto the thing. But anyway, I dug through a lot of the boxes that I had. Let's move these guys out of the way. I found a lot of unopened minis like these. This was still in the plastic wrap till yesterday when I opened it up to take a look at the guys. So these will get built eventually. I mean, it's the trolls, the ones from The Hobbit. It's Bert, Tom, and William. I'm a huge Tolkien fan. My wife couldn't sleep during our first child. She was having problems going to sleep, and so I read to her the Silmarillion to knock her out. And if I got it worked, but I would read for a while after she was asleep. And look at these. You got Gimli, Eomer, Legolas, Faramir, Merry, and Pippin, Aragorn, Gandalf, and Eowyn. Which I've already got an Eowyn that I've been working on getting her painted up. Gandalf's staff here actually broke in the box, so I'll have to pin that or just fix that with a brass rod. But you can see Eowyn, where I kept most of what I had painted before and either just painted over it or went back over. Added the sand to the base. I'm going to have to go over that with primer or black paint and then paint it up. Her face needs a lot of work to get finished. Well, it's a dry finger there, isn't it? No, this is dust. All these models are so dusty. But I've got, let's see, Sauron beating the crap out of Elendil and Isildur. I've got, let's see, the escape from Orthanc, because there's Christopher Lee, may he rest in peace. And it comes with an eagle, Gandalf in action pose, a Palantir, and Saruman with the fighting pose. And I mean, those are pretty cool looking things. Again, that's still in the shrink wrap. But there's also just these boxes of these individual minis that I bought and not built. See, like there's Denethor. There he is again. That was a 2-for-1 deal, I think, on eBay. Got Captain of Minas Tirith with a banner. Prince Imrahil, which I already know I have one of him mostly painted. Just that same miniature. Guards of the Fountain Court, complete with noodly metal spears. Some High Elf guards that I got secondhand off eBay, again with more noodly metal spears. Got 32 Numenor warriors on the sprue. An envelope full of circle bases. Let's see, we've got Thrain, Thror, son of Thrain, son of Thror, Thorin's daddy. Got, let's see, is that? It's Éomer. Yeah, Éomer, captain of the Marsh, the Riddermark. Some more High Elf spearmen. Another Minas Tirith Bannerman. Fine cast Elrond, which we'll see how that goes. Celeborn and Galadriel and the Mirror of Galadriel. And can't look at the dust on these guys. Another Elendil. He needs to get painted. Faramir on foot and mounted. Eladan, who is Elrond's son, one of his twins. And Elrohir, the other one. I mean, just old metal blisters. Got Glorfindel, who was always one of my favorite characters from the trilogy, even though he's in there for like 5 minutes. And it says Haldir. Look at that. And oh, there's another Glorfindel. Yeah. But anyway, I've got all these miniatures from Lord of the Rings, and more. I've got more someplace. I don't know where they are. Which is a testament to how much I like to spend on stuff. But mostly the release of the rules has made me go back and start digging through, trying to find things that I can paint again. It gives me a little bit of hope. Mostly the reviews seem positive of the books. I've got the books in there next to my bed. I'm going to read through. We'll see how things go. I know I've got the several copies of the Fellowship. Some of them even partially painted. I've got, see, all the goblins from the Hobbit movie. I tried to paint a big blistery goiter here and didn't work, and so I dropped him halfway through whip, and I just need to paint over that again and finish him up and get him his wash and whatnot. But get back through and empty out my backlog here, because this will be a good project to finish up after having started it, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, however long ago it was. But yeah, that's these Riders of Rohan, with the exception of one other model, is pretty much all I've gotten painted since June. I did work a little on the White Lion from Kingdom Death, which he turned out pretty good. Debating whether I'm going to do like a very, very light wash, like a glaze on his face to pull out some of the detail, because he honestly looks pretty decent. And if you were playing the game, a couple coats of dull coat on this would be really good. He's got a gloss coat on him right now. and he would be a terrifying enemy to fight against. But anyway, tell me what you think, if you're interested in trying the Lord of the Rings or not, or if you ever even read the books. Who was your favorite character, I guess. Anyway, I'll talk at you guys later, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Adios.